What if I told you you could know exactly how she feels about you, without her saying a single word? You see, a woman is different from a man. She doesn't see a man the way a man sees a woman. A woman only values a man when she feels an emotional connection, when she senses his confidence, his ambition, and his ability to make her feel secure. It's not just about how he looks, but how he makes her feel, whether he listens, whether he's attentive, and whether he genuinely cares. While a man might be more visually driven, for a woman, it's the emotional bond and trust that really matter. When she sees strength, reliability, and compassion, that's when she starts valuing him in a deeper way. Here you might be thinking, but doesn't a woman prefer to be with a man who has wealth and luxuries? And yes, material success can be attractive, but such relationships don't go very far. A relationship built on materialistic things alone lacks true meaning. It's not the money or the lifestyle that creates a lasting bond. As I said earlier, what a woman truly values goes far deeper. Things like emotional support, trust, and the feeling that she's understood and appreciated. Material wealth might catch her attention, but it's the emotional connection and the man's character that will hold her heart in the long run. Without that, the relationship is empty, no matter how luxurious the lifestyle. This means a woman will only be truly interested in you if she senses confidence, ambition, and a clear sense of purpose. It's why you'll often see beautiful women in relationships with men who might seem undeserving on the surface. It's not about looks or status. It's about how a man makes her feel secure, understood, and drawn to his inner strength and drive. And if a woman is really into you, she'll go beyond your comprehension. History shows us that loyalty and emotional connection have always been the foundation of deep relationships. One striking example comes from ancient Rome. In ancient Rome, there was a woman named Portia Catonis. She was married to a person named Brutus. Brutus was involved in Roman politics. At the time, Brutus was involved in a dangerous political plot, the assassination of Julius Caesar. There was a chance that this plot could be disclosed, and if it did, it meant death penalty for Brutus. This placed Brutus in extreme danger, as it was not just a political gamble, but a life-threatening endeavor. Brutus risked everything, including his life, to overthrow Caesar, believing it was for the greater good of Rome. Portia, knowing the danger her husband faced, wanted to prove her emotional strength and loyalty. To show Brutus that she could endure the hardships alongside him, she inflicted a painful wound on herself, cutting her thigh. This act wasn't meant to harm herself out of despair, but to demonstrate her resilience and ability to handle suffering without complaint. She wanted Brutus to see that she wasn't fragile, that she could be trusted to stand by him through anything. Her actions were not about wealth, luxury, or social status. They were about loyalty, emotional depth, and a profound connection with Brutus. Porcia's story serves as a reminder that, in both ancient times and today, the strength of a relationship is built on trust, shared values, and emotional support, far beyond any material possessions. Next, I'll break down 5 key signs to watch, for that will help you see when a woman is truly into you. These are the subtle yet powerful signals she sends when you've captured her attention, much like Porcia's devotion to Brutus. 1. Mirroring your movements. A reflection of connection. Mirroring is one of the most subtle yet profound signs that a woman is deeply interested in you. When a woman unconsciously mirrors your movements, it's a reflection of how comfortable she feels around you and her desire to connect on a deeper level. This doesn't just mean copying obvious gestures like scratching your head or shifting in your seat. It can extend to subtle cues such as matching your tone of voice, pace of speech, or even adopting similar posture or hand movements. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of connection and unity with others. He said, "We are all woven together in the fabric of life." This mirroring is a physical manifestation of that natural inclination for connection. If you notice her subconsciously mimicking your actions, it's a clear sign that she's trying to bond with you, even without realizing it. For example, if you lean back in your chair, she might follow suit. If you speak softly, she might lower her voice to match yours. Mirroring is not something you can fake. It's an instinctual behavior that happens when someone feels a genuine connection and is emotionally engaged. Pay attention to these subtle reflections because they reveal her interest more than words ever could. 2. Prolonged eye contact and dilated pupils. You've probably heard that the eyes are the window to the soul, and when it comes to attraction, this couldn't be more accurate. Prolonged eye contact is one of the most telling signs of interest, but when combined with dilated pupils, it becomes an even stronger indicator of genuine attraction. Dilated pupils are a physiological response that occurs when someone is emotionally or physically aroused. It's not something she can control, and it's a powerful cue of how she feels in your presence. Studies show that people tend to find others with dilated pupils more attractive, as it's an unconscious signal of desire. Epictetus once said, "We should live as if we were watching others and were ourselves watched." In the same way, eye contact creates a bond, an unspoken communication that goes beyond words. If a woman maintains eye contact with you for longer than normal, accompanied by dilated pupils, it's a sign that she's not just casually interested. She's emotionally engaged, perhaps even trying to connect with you on a deeper level. Now imagine this scenario. You're talking to a woman and she's holding your gaze for just a few seconds longer than you'd expect. Her pupils seem to widen, and there's a moment of tension, not in a negative way, but in a way that creates an electric connection. That's a powerful cue. She's into you. 3. Fidgeting with clothes or hair. When a woman starts to fidget with her clothes, hair, or accessories while she's around you, it's often a subtle sign that she's nervous because she's interested. This type of fidgeting is not about discomfort. It's more about the nervous excitement that comes with wanting to look her best for you. Seneca talked about controlling emotions, but he also acknowledged that some emotions are natural and not harmful when they stem from genuine feelings. He said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This aligns perfectly with the kind of nervous excitement she feels. Her fidgeting is an unconscious action that signals she's caught up in the moment and invested in how you perceive her. Imagine, she's sitting across from you, and as you talk she keeps touching her hair, adjusting her clothes or smoothing out her dress. These aren't random actions, they're her subconscious effort to groom herself because she cares about how she looks in your eyes. It's not about vanity, it's a natural reaction when she's trying to impress someone she likes. 4. Leaning in without crossing personal space. Body language experts often talk about how leaning in is a sign of interest, but there's an important nuance here. When a woman leans in and pauses just before crossing into your personal space, she's testing the waters. It's like she's saying, "I'm interested, but I'm waiting for you to make the next move." This non-verbal cue shows that she's open to being closer, but wants to see how you respond first. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This means respecting others' space and allowing them to come closer when they're ready. When she leans in, and by pauses just before fully entering your space, it's her way of showing interest while giving you the respect to decide if you want to bridge the gap. Let's take an example. Imagine you're sitting at a cafe, and she leans forward while talking, her face inching closer to yours. She stops just short of crossing into your personal space, waiting to see if you'll move closer or reciprocate. This careful approach is a strong sign of attraction. She's clearly interested, but respects the boundaries enough to let you take the next step. 5. Feet pointed toward you, the hidden signal of focus. One of the most overlooked but incredibly telling signs of interest is where her feet are pointed. You might not think much about it, but our feet naturally point toward what we're focused on or interested in. So if a woman's feet are pointed toward you, even when she's turned slightly away or talking to someone else, it's a subconscious sign that you have her attention. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Just like the Stoics believed in aligning intentions with actions, a woman's body naturally aligns with what she's focused on. If her feet are pointed toward you, even when her body is turned away, it's a powerful indicator that you are the object of her attention, even if she's not verbally expressing it. Let's say you're at a party and she's talking to someone else, but you notice her feet are still pointed toward you. This is a strong sign that, even though she's engaged in another conversation, her focus is still on you. Her body language is telling you that you're the center of her attention, even when she's not directly interacting with you. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When a woman is truly into you, her body will naturally reflect her feelings. If you pay attention to these deeper, more insightful signals, you'll have a clearer understanding of her interest and emotional connection. The signs may be subtle, but together they form a powerful message. If you notice her mirroring your movements, holding your gaze with dilated pupils, nervously fidgeting, leaning in, and keeping her feet pointed toward you, it's not just coincidence, it's a clear signal that she's drawn to you, both emotionally and physically. Thank you for joining us today. If this video helped you along your Stoic journey, please give it a like and consider sharing it with others who may benefit from its teachings. For more Stoic insights, subscribe to our channel, where we post new discussions weekly to deepen our philosophical understanding of Stoicism and the modern world. Until next time.